With their exodus to South Louisiana, the Acadians also brought with them a love of music. Despite its catchy beat, Cajun music is rooted in the ballads that describe the suffering of the Acadian people.
We know that the Acadians, when they came here starting in 1764, they did not have accordions. I mean, that would not be introduced to them until much, much later. You know, they had lost a lot of their property when the British kicked them out and burned their dwellings and destroyed their crops. So we don't really know what they showed up with. They may have been performing a cappella. Obviously, eventually they got their hands on fiddles and guitars and added the accordion.
Cajun music later transformed to dance and became essential to the Cajun lifestyle. Small get-togethers on the front porch, balls de maison, and public dances in dance halls called fête-aux-dos were essential after a hard week's work. In the 20s and 30s, early Cajun legends like Harry Choate and Amédée Ardouin made the lilting love song Jolie Blonde the unofficial Cajun national anthem. Choate was a white Acadian born on Cat Island. He's generally considered the godfather of Cajun music. Ardouin was a Creole born near Basile who fancied the accordion. Like Erath's legendary D.L. Menard and Eunice's Dennis McGee, Cajun musicians through the years have been mostly white, but the Acadian population is rich with Creole influence. French-speaking blacks in Acadiana, some slaves, and some gens de couleur libre, or free people of color, also contributed to the culture of their Cajun cohabitants. Collectively, they created new genres of music. First, there was la la, the forerunner of Louisiana's truly original genre, Zydeco.
I'm an 8th-generation Creole, born and raised in St. Landry Parish, where the bayou meet the prairie. A Louisiana Creole is the people who create Zydeco music. Zydeco music throughout the years have evolved. And a lot of people don't go back far enough to explain to where people can understand where it actually comes from. But Zydeco music started off from people singing in the fields and at gatherings. There was a gathering called a juré. The juré stuff was done just by using your voice, clapping your hands, and stomping your feet. The juré gatherings were done around a fire in a circle, and they'd pass around a jar, and if you took the jar and took a drink out of it, then you had to add a verse to the song. And it was like, you know, sometimes, hey, maman, Zydeco ça passe aller. Oh, maman, Zydeco ça passe aller. You know, Zydeco ça passe aller came from the juré.
This is a little song they call Zydeco et passe aller. This is no salt in your snap bean.
Clifton Chenier was the father of Zydeco. He was an accordionist who teamed with his brother Cleveland to introduce the frottoir, or rub board, worn around the shoulders and rubbed with a spoon. The triangle and the fiddle were added later, along with other instruments. Clifton Chenier received a posthumous Lifetime Achievement Award from the Grammy organization in 2014. His role as the king of Zydeco was filled by Boozoo Chavez, and then Stanley Doral Jr., known as Buckwheat Zydeco. A queen of Zydeco also emerged in Ida Guillory, a Grammy-winning accordionist. But it was Sidney Simeon, known as Rockin' Sidney, who elevated Zydeco to the national stage.
Don't mess with my toot-toot. Don't mess with my tutu.
That song won a Grammy in 1985 for Best Ethnic or Traditional Folk Recording.
It feels, I can't even describe it. I mean,
In recent years, multiple Louisiana Grammy winners have celebrated the Cajun and Zydeco sounds on the national stage. Chubby Carrier, Terrence Simeon, Gino Delafosse, Joel Saunier, Wayne Toops, Michael Doucette and Beausoleil, and the Lost Bayou Ramblers. Perhaps the most beloved of all Cajun music performers is a rock star in Quebec and Nova Scotia, from where the Cajun people were exiled. Zachary Richard is a songwriter, a poet, a storyteller and historian whose eloquence and love of his ancestry make him the Cajun ambassador par excellence.
All Louisiana musicians are my brothers and sisters, and for me to be part of this community is very inspiring.
Crossover country cousins Sammy and Doug Kershaw also cemented their places in history. Kaplan's Sammy Kershaw hit #1 on the country chart with She Don't Know She's Beautiful in 1993. Doug, who didn't speak English until the age of 8, but mastered the fiddle at 5, put Cameron Parish on the map when his autobiographical Louisiana Man became a top 10 country hit.
Gotta make a living, he's a Louisiana man. Gotta make a living, he's a Louisiana man.
The song was broadcast back to Earth by the Apollo crew as they were about to land on the moon in 1969.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Gotta make a living, he's a Louisiana man.